Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 25 of the March daily LeetCode challenge and we again have a medium question. So my request to you will be please go and see yesterday's question, because if you have solved that, then this question will look very easier, because here almost same thing we are doing, but only thing is, yeah, here we are going to do the same thing on two axes, okay? X and Y axis, we are going to do the same thing separately. So my request will be please do go and check out yesterday's question. Yesterday's question was about, like, there was a employee who has some a number of days, and they were like, the question was, there was a range of meetings also. The question is on how many days the employee did not had any meeting. So we have to return that number as the answer. Okay, something like that was the question. You can go and check that out. Almost same idea we are going to use in this question also, but only case here will be we are having two axes here. Okay, in that there are only one axis which was time axis, but here there are only two axes, x and y. In both x and y, we'll have to do one certain thing. Okay, so what is that thing? Let me quickly explain the same. My expectation is that you have already read the question. If you have not done so, please take the question link from the description and go through it once and then come back. Okay, because see here there are certain important aspects here, because it will be slightly difficult to understand if you have no idea of the topic. So my request to you will please go and check it out, because to understand these numbers, it will be slightly difficult if you have not followed the question properly. So that's why I will not take a risk here. I will just advise you to read the question yourself once, so that you have complete understanding before continuing in this video. So now coming to this question, if you see, on overall what you have to do is, it is very simple. You have to just draw two lines. Okay, see these boxes that you are seeing, right? These rectangles basically are given to you as the input. Okay, for example, if you see, it is 1 comma 0 and 5 comma 2. Okay, what that means is 1 comma 0 is basically the left bottommost corners, and the I can say coordinates. Similarly, this is the top rightmost corners, coordinates. So if you see, what is it? See, 1 comma 0, see, 1 is always the x coordinate. Okay, always the first one will be the x coordinate, the second one will be the y coordinate. Similarly, this is the x coordinate, and sorry, 5 is the x coordinate, 2 is the y coordinate, similarly 1 is the x coordinate, 0 is the y coordinate. So 1 comma 0, if you see, 1 comma 0 lies here. Okay, this yellow box that you're seeing, the left bottommost corner for that is 1 comma 0. Okay, similarly 5 comma 2, in this case, if you see, 5 comma 2 is the right topmost corner for the yellow colored box. Okay, so that is how they are mentioning for each rectangle. Basically, they are giving you the coordinates of the two of the corners. Okay, first one is the left bottommost corner, and the second corner is the top rightmost corner. Okay, as simple as that. After that, what you have to do is, see, the question is very simple here. They are saying that, note that, see, they have, what they're trying to tell is that the rectangles, the way they are given, they are not going to overlap each other. That's the first point. Second point is that your task is to determine if it is possible. Okay, let me just zoom out a bit, yeah, so that I can cover the whole question in a single, yes, yeah. Your task is to determine if it is possible. Okay, let me zoom in further. Yeah, your task is to determine if it is possible to make either two horizontal, or, to remember the word or is very important here, because if you are not understanding this one, then the question will be very difficult for you. Okay, that the question is, remember, it's a or. Okay, or means either one of the conditions will be satisfied. Okay, if it is possible to make either two horizontal or two vertical cuts on the grid, such that, okay, we have to make basically two, we have to basically draw two lines. Okay, they could be horizontal, they could be vertical. Remember, if you are drawing one horizontal line, the other has to be horizontal. Similarly, if you are going for one vertical line, the other has to be vertical only. Okay, you cannot interchange between the two. Okay, so you have to draw it, either two vertical or two horizontal in such a way that each of the three resulting sections formed by the cuts contain at least one rectangle. That is, see, for example, you see in the example number one, they are going for the horizontal cut. In this case, if you see, they are mentioning here also the cut one and cut two. If you see, they are mentioning cut one and cut two. In this, if you see, there are, see, when you do two cuts, there will be three portions formed for the whole grid. Okay, for the whole grid, if you see, there are three portions getting formed. In each of the portion, there has to be a rectangle. Okay, in this case, that is the case. See, in the first portion, there is a blue color rectangle. In the second portion, red and green color rectangle. In the third portion, yellow color rectangle. Okay, so that means in all the three portions, there is at least one rectangle. Okay, that is what is the first condition. Second condition is that each rectangle belongs to exactly one section. Okay, that what they're trying to tell you is that the cut that you are making should not be, I can say, like, should not be going through the volume of the rectangle. Okay, that is, it can be along the, the perimeter of the rectangle, but it should not be, cutting the rectangle into two sections. Okay, so your cut should not be cutting the rectangle into, different portions. Okay, that is the basic idea. That is, you cannot draw a line, which is crossing the rectangle. Okay, which is dividing the rectangle into two portions. Yeah, the line could go through the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, as similar that through the border of the rectangle, that is fine. Okay, so as you can see in the cut number one, it is not, breaking the blue rectangle into two portions. Similarly, the cut number two is not breaking the yellow, red, or green color rectangle into two portions. Okay, it is just going through the border of the same. Okay, so that is the second condition. Okay, so yep, that is the fine, that is the question. Return true if such a cut is made, otherwise return false. So if such a cut is possible, either horizontal or vertical, you have to return true, otherwise you have to return false. So in the example number one, they are talking about the horizontal cuts. Similar to example number two, they are talking about the vertical cuts. Okay, so this is the question. In the example two, as you can see, we cannot go for a, horizontal cut, because the blue color rectangle, if you see, if you go for any horizontal cut, it will not be possible, because horizontal cut will always make the it will always go through the volume of the blue color rectangle. Okay, that's why here only vertical cuts are possible. So yeah, these are the good examples which they've given with diagram. In the example number three, the answer is false, and they've not given the diagram for that. Okay, so this is the question, and if you go through the constraints, it is around 10 power 5. Okay, the number of rectangle that you are going to get is 10 power 5. Okay, and rest of the things are very pretty simple, and this part is already I have discussed that no two rectangles in the input are going to overlap each other. Okay, as simple as that. Now how to solve this question? So as I mentioned previously, what I expect you is that please go and see yesterday's question, because we have done exactly same thing there also. Okay, so we'll do the same. See, this question can be divided into two parts. First part is to understand whether let us say a horizontal cut is possible or not. Second part is, if that is not the case, we'll go for a vertical cut. Okay, so how to do, let us see. First, I'm creating two arrays basically. Okay, what is that? See, y and x. Okay, so y will basically store all the y coordinates. I mean to say, see, something like that. Okay, let me do one thing. I will show you till this portion. Okay, till this portion I will show you, I will explain the code, and then we'll go for the outputs. Okay, so what I'm doing is, see, I'm creating two list. Okay, you can call them array or you can call them list. In Python we call them list. Okay, so I'm going through all the rectangles. Okay, I'm going through all the rectangles, that is, I'm going through all the mentioned values here. Okay, and I'm capturing them like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, let me expand and zoom in so that you can see very clearly. Yep, if you see, yeah, this part. Okay, so what I'm doing is, in the y array, what I'm appending is start y and end y. Okay, that is these two. Okay, start y and the end y. Okay, only the y coordinates I'm appending in the y list. Okay, similar in the x list, what I'm appending is, I'm only appending the x portions. Okay, start x and the end x. Okay, and then I'm sorting them, and then I'm printing them. Okay, I will show the output for this before going for the rest. Okay, yeah. So let me open example number one side by side, and we will go through the example one outputs. Okay, so if you see, the x coordinate is something looking like this. Okay, so let us start to interpret what it means. Okay, yep. So yeah, if you see 3 comma 5. Okay, and yeah, 0 comma 2. If you see 0 comma 2, when I say, okay, it's 4 comma 5, and yeah. So if I say, yeah, see, 0 comma 2 means, so basically, like, see, these are just the portions in which they are covered. Okay. For example, if you see 0 comma 4, okay, yeah, 0 comma 1 comma 5. If you see one, if you talk about 1 comma 5, basically, see, 1 is here, 5 is here, and so on. Okay. Like all that. Okay. 1 is here and 5 is there. For the yellow rectangle, this is the portion in which it is there. Okay. Similarly, if you talk about the green colored rectangle, see, I'm just talking about the x coordinates for now. Okay. See, 1 comma 5 means the yellow color rectangle. If you see, it is starting at the x equal to 1 and it's ending at x equal to 5. Okay. Something like that. Okay. Something like that. Similarly, if you talk about this particular rectangle, the green color rectangle, okay, it is starting at x equal to 3 and ending at x equal to 5. Okay, and so on. Similarly, if you talk about the blue color rectangle, it is starting at x equal to 0 and ending at x equal to 4. Okay, similarly, the red color rectangle, it is starting at x equal to 0 and ending at x equal to 2. So I'm only capturing the x portions in the x array. Okay, similarly, the y portion has been captured in the y array. Okay, if you try to interpret, it's almost the same. Okay, it's almost the same. I'm going a bit fast because you always have the possibility to pause the video, remind it, and like, you can rewind the video and even play it in a smaller speed. Okay, so my aim is to give you the ultimate idea of this question, so that a complete understanding is given in the same video itself. Okay, so you don't have to watch multiple videos for another same question. That is the basic idea which I'm moving. Yeah, it could be fast, but see, my aim is, if you have solved yesterday's question, this will not be hard for you. Okay, that is the basic aim that I'm assuming and proceeding. So if you talk about the y, I'm just trying to explain how this, what how to interpret this. Okay, if you see, for the y, let us talk about, okay, 4 comma 5. Okay, if you see 4 comma 5, it is talking about the blue color rectangle. Okay, in this case, y basically means that along the y, how many divisions are there. Okay, so 4 comma 5, you see, the blue color rectangle is basically at y equal to 4 and y equal to 5. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, and then if you talk about the red color rectangle, it is between y equal to 2 and y equal to 4. Okay, the red color rectangle, if you see, it is between y equal to 2 and y equal to 4. Okay, similarly, the green color rectangle is between y equal to 2 and y equal to 3. Okay, the green color rectangle is between y equal to 2 and y equal to 3. And similarly, the last rectangle, the yellow, is between y equal to 0 and y equal to 2. Okay, and so on. So idea here is, see, when I talk about y's, okay, so the idea here is, if I want a horizontal cut, okay, please understand this segment very keenly. This will be slightly confusing. See, if I want a horizontal cut, I will go for y array, okay, and try to see if any horizontal cut is possible or not. Similarly, if I want a vertical cut, okay, I will go for the x array. I will again repeat, vertical cut means it has to be determined through the x array. If we want a, see, if we want a horizontal cut, then it has to be through y array. Okay, so let us now quickly see how this works. Okay, so as I mentioned, we will first go for one, let us say, okay, initially in my code, if you see the way I have done, I've gone for the y first. Okay, when I go for the y, what we are searching, basically we are searching for a horizontal cut. Okay, we are searching for a horizontal cut. How it works, see, this logic exactly same as yesterday's question. See, that's why I'm again repeating, please do go and try it out if you have not done that. I have already uploaded both the English and Hindi version of the explanation for yesterday's question. Please do go and try that out. Okay, now what I'm doing is very simple. See, idea here is, for example, this is the y, right? So this we will store it, and then from the index number one we'll start the processing till the last index. Okay, that is the basic idea. So what I'm doing is, see, for the first index number 0, I'm taking the last value. Okay, that I'm calling as the last portion, and okay, I'm making answer equal to 0, and then I'm starting from index number 1 till index number length of y minus 1. Okay, so what I'm doing for the current index I, what I'm doing is, for the y of I am taking the start, and for y of I am taking the end. Okay, so y1 is basically the start, start of that rectangle, and y2 is the end of the rectangle. Both are y coordinates. Okay, remember that. Then I'm just checking if the last portion end, okay, that is the portion end of the last rectangle that we have seen. Remember, the sorting part is also there. Okay, I did not specifically mention this part, but the sorting plays a very important role, because now we can understand like which rectangle is starting first and then ending. Okay, so basically now we have a sequence in which the rectangles are getting started and getting ended. Okay, based on their coordinates. Okay, so this part is again very important, which I did not specify, but yeah, in yesterday's question we have seen this part in detail. Okay, now the same thing, that if you see, if you are just checking if the last portion is less than or equal to, remember, equal to is very important here. Okay, in yesterday's question equal to was not needed because they were included. Okay, both the ranges were included in yesterday's question, but in today's question we have to write equal to, because if you see the way it is coming, for example, see the yellow rectangle where it is ending the same portion, the green rectangle is starting and so on. Okay, so the idea here is, see, I'm talking about by, see, 2 and 2 is same here. Okay, similarly, if you see here 4 and 4 are same, so this is the basic idea. Even if they are less than or equal to, then it should be fine. Okay, so if it is less than or equal to, then I'm just doing answer plus 1. Okay, as simple as that. And similarly, what I'm doing is, at last I'm doing this thing exactly we did in the yesterday's question also. Last portion is equal to the previous last portion comma the current y2. Okay, the current y2, if it is greater, then we'll take it, otherwise we'll not take it. Okay, I will just take a quick example of why this works. See, if you see this example, here it is 2 comma 3, here it is 2 comma 4. So the idea here is, this 2 comma 3 is basically inside this. Okay, the idea here is, see, and the question mentioned that none of the rectangle overlaps, but since we are seeing in only one dimension, if you see 2 comma 3 is basically a part of the 2 comma 4 itself. Are you getting my point? No. So idea here is, this 3 and this 4, the largest of them should be taken. Okay, that's why if you see the way I am done it is, last portion and is equal to max of the previous last portion and comma the current y2. Okay, simple as that. So this loop will keep continuing, okay, till the loop ends. Okay, so sorry, this code will keep continuing till the loop ends. At last, what we'll do is, we'll see, we are incrementing the answer, right? Answer is 0 initially, so we are just seeing whether answer is greater than equal to 2 or not. If it is so, we can say that, yeah, horizontal cut is possible. Okay, and now why this works, see, the questions mandates that between each, see, the three sections that are getting formed, there has to be a rectangle in each one of them. Okay, that is the first reason. Okay, now how to ensure that it is working? So that's why if you see, I have started from index number 1. That means even if the first index, that is the index number 1, if you are getting a cut, that means even before that there has to be there is a rectangle for sure. Okay, that is the basic idea which I'm proceeding with. Okay, as simple as that. That's why I've given less than or equal to. This ensures that the previous portion also had a rectangle, the current portion is also having a rectangle. Okay, that is what is very important here. Okay, so if the answer is greater than or equal to 2, we can say the horizontal cut is possible. Okay, we are returning true. If this is not the case, let us say if this code, if this is not true, what we are doing, again same thing we are doing. These two way initializing, the way we have initialized it here, no, exactly same way initializing it, but yeah, this portion is totally for x. Okay, this portion is for finding a, I can say, like, vertical cut. Okay, you know checking the possibility of a vertical cut. Okay, you can say that. Okay, vertical cut possibility, and the web code was for a horizontal cut possibility. Okay, so that is the way it is being done. So if you have a vertical cut possible, a horizontal cut possible, you need not even go for the rest. Okay, as simple as that. So I'm just checking here. Yeah, horizontal possibility right now. For the vertical, see, exactly same code. If you see, exactly same. Only thing is here x will come, okay, and here I'm, instead of y1 y2, I'm writing x1 x2. Okay, rest of the code is exactly same. Same thing we are checking. We are incrementing the answer here, and once we come out of the loop, we are just checking if answer greater than or equal to. If that is the case, we are returning vertical cut possible and returning true. In with this also doesn't work. Then ultimately we are returning false. Okay, so let me quickly show you the results for both the examples. See here, in example number one, basically if you see a horizontal cut is forming. Okay, so I'm writing a horizontal cut is possible. Okay, I'm writing the answer. Similarly, if you go for example number two, here actually vertical cut is coming, so I'm just writing vertical cut is possible. Okay, for for getting vertical cut, you have to basically analyze the this particular array. Okay, so if you see where it is coming, so at this position the first cut will come. Okay, this two is the where the first cut will come, and this three is where the second cut will come. Similarly, in example number one, if you go, okay, so if you see, we have to see a horizontal cut means basically you have to go for the y. Okay, for the y, if you go, okay, this is the where the first cut will come. Okay, and this is where the second cut will come. Okay, at x equal to 2, sorry, not at x, at y equal to 2. Okay, at y equal to 2 and y equal to 4. Okay, these two are the basic points where the cut portion will pass. Similarly, if you go for example number 3, here basically the answer is false. That means there is no cut possible, and we are also returning false. So yeah, and that was all about this particular code. Okay, I've tried my best to explain you, and while you are submitting, just comment out this portion. Okay, let me do it right away. Let me just comment it out, so that See, when you are segmenting, always the comment should be, sorry, the comment should be always, removed. The idea here is that will take some space. Okay, the relevant, you will have to compromise on the time part also if you are, not commenting all the print statements. Okay, so yeah, and that was all for this particular video. The idea is exactly coming from yesterday's question. There is nothing new. I am showing it here. Okay, so only thing is you have to sort, and once you have sorted, you have to like interpret the result, like how it is working. Okay, as simple as that. You have to find. See, in yesterday's question, we did not have the equal to sign. Okay, in this question, we are having the equal to sign. So the idea here is we have to just see it because of the requirement of the question. It is needed this time. That's why we had it. Okay, and the way they've implemented it, see, these things will look difficult to implement. But the idea here is if you just ensure this part, right? If it is less than or equal to C, because already there is a portion between. Okay, behind that. So if the current iteration there is this condition becoming true, that means in the previous portion also there was a rectangle. In the current portion also there is a rectangle. Okay, so because of these reasons we can say that, yeah, this condition is getting satisfied, and I've written greater than equal to that. See, because that could be reason that even multiple lines are possible, but we have to just see for, okay, two horizontal lines. We don't have to go for more than that. Okay, so what you can do is once answer is greater than equal to 2, sorry, greater than 2, so equal to 2, you can see you can break this loop. That also you can do. Okay, after this, maybe whenever this code executes, after doing answer plus 1, what you have to do is you can check whether answer is equal to 2 or not. If it is equal to 2, break out of the loop. Okay, that is something that you can try. Okay, similarly here also, once answer is equal to 2, after this statement, you can just write if condition where answer is equal to 2, then just break out of the loop. Okay, that is something that you can try, so that you can remove this greater than condition after that. Okay, you can remove the greater than condition after that. So yeah, friend, that was all for this particular video. I've explained everything what we are doing here, and yeah, I hope you are getting a proper idea of what is happening in this question. So yeah, friend, that was all for this particular video. If you like my explanation, if you like the content, please do subscribe to the channel. This really gives a lot of motivation to continue further. Okay, this was my 154th day, and there are many more days to come. If you are liking this video, if you are understanding something from this video, if you're learning something from this video, that is the exact objective which we are working with. So yeah, friend, that was all for this video. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.